ridiculous. Having said that, however, when Ethan is using Ahmed Fuad al-Khatib, he is a literal token. He is a professional token. He is directly paid by the same institutions that have a formative role in the continuation of the ethnic of Palestinians. There are, of course, people who are still ride or die in this process and consistently engaging in a defensive posture while they continuously do Hasbara for the state of Israel by attacking Israel's enemies, by attacking people who criticize Israel from a truthful lens. But those people don't have the same ambitions. Ethan Klein, for example, does not have the same... Ethan Klein does not operate from the same mentality as mainstream resources do. He doesn't have to appear credible. He can be as biased as he wants to. He can be as... And this is precisely the reason why he still hasn't gotten the notes that many people have gotten in outlets like Sky News. As you guys know, I talked about this briefly the other day. He had a Palestinian on, Ahmed al-Khatib, a Palestinian who uses his family members that were killed by the Israeli state in an effort to offer some credibility to his position as he works for the Atlantic Council, a right-wing American State Department think tank. Remember, the United States of America is entirely responsible for this genocide. So Ethan is basically having a guy that's not as bad as like son of Hamas, who is a direct collaborator with Mossad, but a lighter version of that, a person that still has to maintain some veneer of credibility by, pushing for a more peaceful approach, a more peaceful solution, a liberal Zionist position. And he had this guy on, and his entire role in this is to basically say, you know who the real enemy is? Hamas. Hamas is responsible for all of the awfulness that has taken place. Hamas is the reason why Israel is just doing an ethnic campaign, which is, if you have a brain, an untenable position to arrive at. What do you mean? This resistance group is the reason why this much more powerful force is just like wiping out the entire Palestinian population. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But it doesn't have to make sense. Where do you see the backlash against slop tubers heading towards a hopefully post-genocide state where MSM adopts views that are different from them? There will inevitably come a time when we need to discuss and look back on who the creators who were enabling genocide and spreading in the online sphere. It's so far in the future that I don't even care and don't even think about.
Which one? I doubt we have time for all three of them. Oh, actually, there's one thing I wanted to just hit on before. I wanted to send my condolences to our previous guest, Ahmed Fuad al-Khatib, who came on our show graciously and had a really, people connected with him. He was a fantastic guest. He's a Gazan refugee and advocate. And I donated $2,000, $1,000 to his charity and $1,000 to the Gazan Food Kitchen, which he suggested. And Hasan and Bad Empanada were immediately out to slander and ruin this man, which is just, the irony of that is just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, this is, when he says, like, Jews against genocide are tokens, he's wrong, okay? But this person is directly, it's projection. When Israel says, like, oh, Jewish Voice for Peace is backed by Hamas, right? That's completely made up. It's a claim that is so ridiculous. Having said that, however, when Ethan is using Ahmed Fuad al-Khatib, he is a literal token. He is a professional token. He is directly paid by the same institutions that have a formative role in the continuation of the ethnic of Palestinians. Okay? Anti-Zionist Jews are prominent in the anti-Zionist movement in the Western world. I wouldn't say that in Israel, obviously, but in the Western world, anti-Zionist Jews play an incredibly important role. To tokenize them is laughable, is ridiculous. Whereas this guy absolutely does have a unheard of perspective in comparison to Palestinians in diaspora and Palestinians living in Gaza and Palestinians living in the West Bank. Also, his organization that Ethan donated to and urged his fans to donate to is not a charity. They gave money directly to the Atlantic Council under the auspices of, under the false notion that they were giving money to a Palestinian charity. They were not.
Thick. Because it's like, actually, you know what? Here's a dude from Gaza who's lost family members, who's actually trying to advocate and raise money. And literally, by the way, when you go back and look at how he's plugging the charities, the emphasis is greatly on the food one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, totally. Definitely. There wasn't any plausible deniability there.
I forced him kind of to plug his, like, he didn't even really offer it. His whole thing was like, donate to this food thing. And so you're not going to believe the shit that they're saying about him. It's unhinged, dude.
So
it's evil.
Ahmed Fuad al-Khatib, okay, is a propagandist for Israel. Ethan had him on his broadcast.
This might be.
And then literally turned around and made it seem as though they were fundraising, told his audience that they were fundraising for Palestinians in Gaza. Okay?
Now, can someone timestamp from the episode when that happens? Because I'll pull it up in a minute.
It's really crazy how Hasan just doesn't want us to help Gazans.
Oh my God. Oh, they're so gross, dude. They're such disgusting propagandists. Oh my God. Oh, it's crazy how Hasan doesn't want us to help the Palestinians. Wait, did she even say Palestinians? Hold on, maybe she did.
It's really crazy how Hasan just doesn't want us to help Gazans.
Oh, she didn't even say Palestinians. She said Gazans. Yeah. Here, another great way to figure out Ahmed al-Khatib being a bad faith actor is that he calls himself a Gazan American. He doesn't even call himself a Palestinian American. That designation does matter, for the record. Because of that designation that he self-applies. That's the reason why the Israeli Foreign Ministry or other Israeli politicians will routinely retweet Ahmed al-Khatib. Okay? They do. Do you think that's normal? Do you feel like that's they would do that to a regular Palestinian living in Gaza?
Yeah, right. I mean, at this point, I've donated, I think, a pretty significant amount of money between all the different causes, over 10,000 for sure. I know there's no amount that...
Oh, sick. Oh, no, there's no amount except for how the Creators for Palestine charity was utterly inconsequential. And actually unproductive and bad. But when he donates to actually make a statement, to say something, to prove his bona fides as a stalwart ally of the Palestinians after 19 months of genocide and consistently attacking people who are criticizing Israel for doing this genocide, all of a sudden, think about how much money I've donated. It's like, bro, it's like not even a quarter of a watch that you purchase that you forget about. Okay? Sick. Yeah. Bro drops 50K on a Rolex, will flex about it for hours and hours on end. Meanwhile, the people that have fundraised millions of dollars, they're the enemy. It's so gross. It's so fake. Bite that shit. I can't believe people still believe any of that, okay? If you are believing any of that, if you believe any of the stuff that he's saying at that point, like you're either a delusional moron or... I guess you're just bad faith and you want to make it seem like you are pro-Palestine in the same way that like Ethan claims to be pro-Palestine. You have to be so unimaginably out of touch with the reality that like you're getting outflanked by the likes of fucking Pierce Morgan. You know what I mean? That's it. Yeah, the World Food Program is one of the actual humanitarian foundations that they linked. But the other one that they linked was actually was the Atlantic Council fundraiser for Ahmed Fuad al-Khatib. I mean, this is pretty basic Hasbara, but I guess it's still, but I guess I can still see like out of touch Americans falling for it if they're just completely oblivious. And after 19 months of this shit, you might still be completely fucking oblivious, I guess. But yeah, I'm not talking about his donation to the World Food Program or asking their fans to donate to the World Food Program. I'm saying it's disgusting side by side with Ahmed Fuad al-Khatib's own personal, not even like foundation, but fund, which is, from what I understand, is not even a fucking is not even a 501c3, and people actually asked, people actually reached out to the foundation and asked where the funds go, and they very openly stated, oh, it goes to Ahmed. It goes to Ahmed for his speaking engagements, so he can go around and tour and speak peace or whatever the fuck. Yeah, it's a slush fund for the Atlantic Council and Ahmed himself. So saying that you're like helping Palestinians by directly helping someone who has collaborated with the Israeli state is so gross to me. Yeah, and the Atlantic Council itself has also confirmed this, obviously, here. Melanie Robbins, formerly worked for the ADL, by the way, Apartheid Defense League, confirms directly, hello, thank you for reaching out and your question. The donations page on our website goes to support our work through the Atlantic Council. This includes helping Ahmed and our team and to allow him to be able to do many of the media appearances that he does, to meet with policymakers and do all the writing and things that have helped launch the work for Realign for Palestine. I hope that answers your questions. Happy to hop on a call to discuss if that would be helpful. Meanwhile, from what I understand, the guy was calling CARE a terror organization. Ironic, because AB's dad worked with CARE. And also AB himself did a fundraiser for UNRWA, which I don't know if Ethan or Hila ever actually promoted, but the very same groups that they defend call UNRWA a terror organization. He called it Muslim Brotherhood adjacent. Nice. Great. I can't imagine people who are not good faith not wanting to check out the entire Bad Empanada video for themselves. Yeah, 2023 honor roll contributions. Goldman Sachs, Embassy of UAE, Meta, the Rockefeller Foundation, United States Department of Defense, United States Department of State. Those are the honor roll contributors of the Atlantic Council. The Atlantic Council is a think tank, a right-wing think tank that works directly in unison with the State Department, okay? That is who you are giving money to. That is who you think is defending Palestinians. Meanwhile, the United States State Department and the Department of Defense is contributing to the genocide, the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians. It blows my fucking mind that these guys don't understand that. Okay? It blows my mind that people contributed to that, even a dime, even a dollar, thinking that they were doing the right thing. It's shocking. Anyway, let's see what this new level of depravity is here as well.